Well, good morning. I am just pondering how to start this video. Well, it's already started, I suppose, but like where to go from here. We got back this week from England. We had a funeral we had to go to. So it was a heavy visit. And I know that funerals, and this one was specifically sad. And we went for a sad reason, but I think we made wonderful memories with family, and we had happy memories too that came out of the sad situation and the sad reason. It's very interesting. I think everybody has their own way of grief. Mine will come and go. Yeah, comes and goes. It comes in waves. It hits me some days harder than others. So moving forward, while we were there, we did get the opportunity to go up to London twice. The train was only like a 30 to 40 minute train ride. And so it's easy to just hop on, walk to the station, hop on, get down to London, and then either walk around from the station or hop on a tube and get elsewhere. And so we did have 2 full days almost, well, up until dinner time. We left around, I think, 3 p.m. each time we were there, just that way we can get back in time for dinner with the family. So the first day we went up, I believe, what did we go see? We don't do touristy so much anymore. We just walk around and enjoy ourselves. And that's about it. We don't need to be tourists all the time. One second, Marvin wants into the room. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. All right, I think I was saying, like, we went up on Monday. Postmark wanted to go to Borough Market because he had been before with one of his friends, just walked around and thought it was really neat and wanted to show me, but it was closed on Mondays. So that didn't work out so well. Him and I have both done this in different areas where one of us didn't research fully that things were closed. So it was no big deal. We walked around. It was bitterly cold and windy that day. I was enjoying it. Postmark not so much. But either way. So we walked around, and then I always like to visit the Moomin Store. So I guess if you want to say that's touristy, sure. Here in Seattle, we don't have a Moomin Store, and it's also difficult just to even find Moomin things. And so we stopped by the Moomin Store, and then Postmark wanted to show me. So we stopped by the Moomin Store, and then Postmark wanted to show me these other 2 shops he'd found along that same area. One had a bunch of Lord of the Rings, like crafted things, but they had been overtaken by Harry Potter because it makes more money. Then the other one was Forbidden Planet, which was a comic book store that apparently, according to him, Postmark used to go there and get his comics there. But it's a huge, like, walk downstairs, it has this huge area of manga, which I was just in glee. I didn't get any, but I was just in glee and awe of how much manga and graphic novels were in there. It was fabulous. We saw the underground transport museum, the London Transport Museum, and then he took me into a stationery shop that he had found last year as well. And so we like to say bummed around London a bit. And I think that day's the day we had the Jamaican pasty, which was delightful. And so from Forbidden Planet, I found 2 books that I went ahead and grabbed that did state they were under the UK author section. So I found 2 that I'm looking forward to reading. I'll probably pass them off to a friend once I'm done. I found only 1 set of postcards. I got this Batman set of postcards, which I'll be able to send to Batman fans. And I found a note card for a friend. So that was what I found at Forbidden Planet. At the Transport Museum, I found a pin. Look at this. I thought this was cute. Nice little notepad. And then a few postcards. Don't know if I need to show everything, but I'll show a little bit. This one, I liked this one. And then the old railway here. And then there. I like the old drawn architect designs, and then I do love Q and the zoo, and so I did have to pop a few of these in my cart too. And of course a little pin. If you've been to London, you know this sign, and I liked the idea of having that. And then the little stationery shop you found was cute. I didn't get much. These are actually for a friend. I'll send them to her. I thought she might like those. Maybe not all of them. I might end up doing like a few and keeping a few. Some penguins, because I love penguins. And then I found these really cool handmade sheets in this shop that I'm wondering if I can do letters or even watercolors on. This was at London Graphic Center that we found this stuff. Oh, and I found 2 things of washi tape too, of the most perfect color. So just little things. Like I said, it wasn't too touristy. Just found shops of interest. The most touristy thing was probably the Moomin Store that we did. I did find, look at this natural history museum with this cute little pencil case. We attempted to go to a couple museums, but the queues were so long that we ended up just passing on them. Like, yeah, never mind. And then of course, like I said, we went to the Moomin Store, cute little keychain. I got a couple little of these things. I realize my house looks like the Moomin house, other than we don't have a red roof, but we have the blue and then the white on my house. I found that interesting to see. I'll show you the postcards and note cards I picked up. There's some things I can't show because I'm sending them to pen pals, and so I will not show some stuff. Yeah, we won't show that. I did pick up a Snufkin pin for myself because I really like Snufkin. I just may set off in another direction entirely. It's just Snufkin, I feel like, is my character from Moomin. A few charms for my notebooks. I think you can see those. And then I got the house as well. Sorry about my hands. I think they're really dry. So those little things. And then always postcards. Get a little postcard pack. Little postcard pack. And then a couple of the extras as well. Because I think this yellow one has... Nope, this yellow one did not have this one in there. So just that to add to my ability to send postcards. I also got some of their note cards. So this one. This is my favorite. I want the puzzle of this. This one. And the final one was just the house. And then finally, of course, because I love bags and I loved this color, I got this bag from the Moomin shop. There's no need to pretend that you are radiantly beautiful because you are. Moomin Summer Madness. So that was just very cute. So that was the first day we went in. We saw all that. And then the second day we went in was a Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. And we visited the Postal Museum. Let me grab some things here. So the Postal Museum was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed it, and we even did the mail rail. Course, get a few things. So here we go. So you had to purchase an official guide. I'm glad I did, because there were some screaming, annoying children in the museum that parents weren't monitoring or handling, and the museum staff did have to come over and tell parents to parent their child that was screaming and smashing things. But I do like getting the guides just because you can go back and read them later and get more information. I got another book, Old Letter Boxes. Again, it'll just be fun to go through and learn the history. The other one was Post Offices, a little history of the post offices. That'll be fun to read. And then some of the stuff, this was from the museum. They had a special exhibit which was about the postal worker uniform and badges. So these will just be little ones I get to send to pen pals. I thought I had some more of those ones. One second. Here we go. Dressed to deliver. You get to design your own uniform. These are just cute postcards. Then I think that was it. So my favorite part was they had an exhibit, I think in 2021, about the history of postcards. And this was the first, this is a copy of the format of the first postcard ever sent in the UK, Great Britain. Oh, here, this explains it a little better probably. The first British postcard in 1870. So this is a reprint of it. And they had it posted in one of the stalls, exhibits. Yes, behind glass, and all that. It was neat. I really enjoyed seeing it. I enjoyed reading all the things about the history of how it started, how the post started in the UK, and all the changes that had to be made and adopted for it to become a better system than where it started. So that's the post office railway. We saw that. And so I purchased a few things, and I don't know if you will recognize this, but this is Chatty artists, and their art was actually on display in the Postal Museum shop. And so you could buy their art and things. And so their postcards. And so, of course, I did. There it is. 4 postcards by Chatty. And even before we went in to see the exhibits, the museum staff member, she asked me if I had heard of Postcrossing and was telling me about it. And I told her I had, and I had actually just that day, I think, hit 1,000 postcards delivered. cent. So I have now hit over 1,000. Actually today I think I'm at 1,010 cent. But I think you can see these. Just Mog Chatties, items. Put those to the side. And then some more of the other items just specific to the Postal Museum is, the museum collection, the mail rail, post office magazine covers. This is more mail rail related again. We got to ride in the mail rail, which was a neat little addition. And then this is a watercolor art about Tibbs, the post office cat, because Tibbs was employed to catch mice. I didn't do too much with Tibbs, but I thought it was very cute. And I think little cat employed by the post office in the 1950s. I just enjoyed the mice stealing the pencils on this one. Picked up just a little notepad of postage stamps that look like they have been hand canceled. These are washi tapes by Mog Chatty of the London skyline. I think that shows you all of it. Yeah, we've gotten to the gherkin again. So it shows you that. Oopsies. There we go. Oh, I did it again. Here we go. And then the other one is postcards. Greetings, postcards, happy post crossing, happy mail, and then here it repeats. And so here, I don't know if that's blurred or not, but anyway, it's really cute, and you get a long swatch of items before it repeats on itself, so that's quite nice. Would recommend for any postal loving friends, if you're in London, head up to the post office. My family also recommended going to the British Library, as it had really good exhibits as well. We never ended up making it there that day, but the British Library, you can go in and it's free, and it ends up being a really great experience in a museum, and they're close. They're a really quick walk from one another. And so I would recommend go ahead and do the Postal Museum. You can have a snack at the Postal Museum. It's just general, kind of like museum-y food. I ended up having a vegan sausage roll, and it was quite tasty. And then head over to that library. Do that. Don't do what I did, which is forget about it entirely and not go. I picked up a little envelope enamel pen, and then 2 of these pens. One I will be sending to a pen friend. And then I had to keep the bag because, well, I really enjoyed my trip there. And next on my list is the U.S. Postal Museum in Washington, D.C., where I will hopefully also get to see a pen friend that lives around that area. Caitlin with a C. Okay, I think that's all. I don't often go on big splurges like this, but this time I did. How often are you at the British Postal Museum? Seriously. And so that was Thursday, and then Friday we went to Hampton Court Palace. Oh, I forgot to mention, the reason I wanted to go to the Postal Museum on Thursday was because it was February 29th. And how often does that happen? Well, every 4 years, but still. I thought it was just a really cool date to say I went to the Postal Museum on that date. So next we went to Hampton Court Palace with my mother-in-law and her sister, and it was a fun day. So I just picked up a lot of the free things, free maps. I end up liking sending these to PenFriends when I can. So a few maps of the palace. Just some souvenir, historical, royal places, postage stamps. I sent some on postcards. I do like to pick up magnets of new places we've been to. And so I did pick up the Hampton Court Palace magnet. I have a few postcards. I think my favorite is of the gardens. And I sent some of these out to friends already. You never get enough time to send all the ones you want to send. The hedge, we went through the hedge maze. That was a funny little experience. Just because of how old it is. I think it's a 300-year-old hedge. I can't rightly remember, but it's just how old it is and how long it's been around and how many different royals have been through it centuries ago. It's not the people who've been through it now. It's just one of these amazing things to stop and ponder of how many historical people that we read about in, you know, the Tudors especially, and Georgians, and in future that have been in this palace, that have walked through this hedge and have had discussions and talks in this hedge, as well as, you know, little rendezvous. It's just a unique thought. Had the stairwells. I didn't find that their selection of postcards was all that great. Oh, here's the other one, that one. But I got a few and I sent out 5 or 6 to PenFriends. And then the Tudor crown of Henry VIII. And then, as usual, I went ahead and got the little walkthrough just to help out with reading and learning more afterwards. I hit a point when I'm in these places and you're going through museums and everything that I just can't take any more in. And so I really like having the reference afterwards to be able to read and learn and continue to learn again and pick up different tidbits that I didn't catch the first time around because it was just being, you know, educated by a water hose basically. It was very, very beautiful. Some of the crocus were in bloom. There were some daffodils popping up. The gardens were very beautiful even in late winter, early spring. And so I'll be sending some of this trash to one of my friends. So that was our trip. I picked up, the only other thing I wanted to show was I picked up some stationery just from the usual, like W.H. Smith's water stones, note cards and things. Oh, there was a store called Postmark that I picked up some note cards. But just to show like the difference, there's a difference in quality between the note cards we get in the US and there, just from a general grocery shop. These were just some cute note cards that were in a pack. I mean, high tea. But they're always square too. Most of them are square, so it cost me a little bit more to send here, but I'm fine with that. But they're just beautiful, beautiful cards. You have little elephant. And then I like the paper because the paper's always really it's firm, it's textured, and it'll hold a fountain pen, like a thick, juicy fountain pen ink, which our note cards tend to be glossier on the inside. Don't understand why. Here's the British Library ones. This actually was what reminded me we didn't go, was because I found these note cards. I picked up a few of these because they're just touristy, and I did like them. These are just fun. And then I found writing paper at, well, it says right there, W.H. Smith. And this actually holds big, juicy fountain pen. I got some airmail paper, super inexpensive. And then I found this cute thing at what store was it that opened? B&M, I think, opened up. And then I found this cute. It's just a little clipboard, fits A5 paper, nice plants, and then a little notepad in here. My favorite part though, it's reusable. They put an envelope in here instead of taping or gluing the paper to it. So it's little things like that that made me happy. But I do really just enjoy and appreciate the quality of stationery in England versus what you end up finding here even at the general grocery store. Like, I think most of these note cards I found at like a W.H. Smith or like I said, a grocery store. I think I found all of these ones here at Sainsbury's, which is a grocery store that also, it's kind of like a Fred Meyer. Has clothing, it has bedding, it has kitchen stuff, has bathroom stuff, you know, has a little bit of everything. And I just found these ones there. So I picked them up because I will use them. Okay, and then I just wanted to show, I found this at Marks and Spencer's. Can you see it? It has little milk chocolate coins in it. But this at Marks and Spencer's. Oop. Little post box. I found a post box die cast money bank at the airport and I couldn't say no. A little coaster. They didn't have a coaster of a post box, sadly. Really wish they did. A couple of more magnets, not that I needed any. I'm gonna share one or both of these with a pen friend or two. And then I think one of my favorites is the key rings. So I found this key ring and then this little, I guess this is metal die cast again, key ring. So, and if you want some other postcards I found, these ones will do. I found shaped double-decker bus and shape of Queenie's face. All right, so I hope this wasn't too boring. Oh yeah, and I got a little Paddington. Whoop. I hope this wasn't too boring. I will need to show you my mail next, but because this one's turned into about 30 minutes or so, I'm going to stop and do it again. Here is the mail that came in while I was away. So we have a good nice stack to get through. The first part here is Postcrossing. This is postcards from PenFriends, and the rest of this back here are all letters. And so I will be spending my weekend catching up with the mail and getting through all that. Oh man, I think that's it for now. Okay, I'm gonna go have some lunch and then get through the mail.